Hey everyone, Donald J. Brower here, GardenStateHSWrestling.com podcast, Near Fall. Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a good, safe one. Bundled up. It's been a little chilly, a little cold. But if you want to warm yourself by the computer and see our sponsors, let's do it. Once again, horrible transition, but it's late and we're getting it done. So, champion athletes, Dan Warnikoff. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Your body's like a car. You need the proper gas. Dan will help you do that. He'll give you a list. He'll get it together. You go to the store, you shop. It's nothing like pre-made meals. Whole family can enjoy it. Dan Warnikoff, champion athletes. Apex Wrestling School, 3 locations in New Jersey, 1 in New York. Damian Logan, Dane Tabano, Michigan roommates and teammates. Happy, I'm sure, that they beat Alabama recently in the bowl game. But one of the fastest growing schools in New Jersey, Apex Wrestling. The Harrington Companies, Hoffman Landscaping, Recycling and Demolition and Construction. Say you got a really nice house, you want to make it look nicer? Call the construction company or Hoffman Landscaping. Say you got a dump and you want to rip it down? Call the Recycling and Demolition, Harrington Companies. Performance Trophies and Medals, ptmetals.com. Conveniently located at 236 South Salem Street in Randolph, right off Route 10. Honoring achievements, 1 award at a time. Performance Trophies. And Forum Coffee. 2 locations, 1 in East Hanover, 1 in Livingston. Coming soon, the West Orange, Cedar Grove, and Chatham, redefining the coffee experience. They are the official coffee of GardenStateHSWrestling.com, Forum Coffee. Now, to recap some of our coverage from last week. On the 30th, we were in Watchung Hills, first venture out into that school. Very nice facility, big school. Probably one of the biggest schools I've been to, honestly. It was interesting when the staff got there to help me with it. They didn't know where to park, and some parked in the front, and that you almost had to take a trolley to get to the the gym. But they beat a real game Jefferson team 60-16. Once again, they had some good matchups there, but Watchung Hills just overpowered Jefferson. Then we took the holiday off because who's wrestling on the 31st or 1st, but we got it going again on the 2nd. We were at Mount Olive as PCTI beat Mount Olive 47-19 on the girls' side. The girls from Mount Olive, however, were buoyed by the return of Molly Smythe, who made her season debut. Then we headed to the 3rd. We headed right down the street to West Morris. I almost should have gotten a hotel. It was mostly convenient, but who wants to stay over there for a whole day? Caldwell beat West Morris 48-20. This Caldwell team's legit. They got some really good guys in Sipper and others, and those other guys are really solid. May not be world beaters, but are enough that they're going to get you some wins, pick up some toss-up matches, and keep it rolling from there. Speaking of keeping it rolling, the next day I headed back to Mount Olive, this time for a really good quad. Mount Olive, High Point Southern, and West Essex. West Essex went 3-0. Mount Olive only loss was to Southern. West Essex wound up beating High Point to finish 1-2, and really good wrestling all around. It was, usually in a quad, and we were talking about some of the live streams we did, there's always kind of like 1, maybe 2 layup teams. These are some really good matchups. So kudos to Mount Olive for, a really great quad and entertaining quad. And then literally, we finished the wrap-up on that, and I shot down the Lincroft and CBA and the Catholic School Duels, called the matchup for NJ.com. And Del Barton looked every bit the number 1 team in the state. They handed it to St. Peter's Prep. The big one was Quinault getting the upset over, if you want to call it that, over Riccardi, a state champion. So it was a great tournament down there. I just don't understand how a beautiful school like CBA can have such horrible Wi-Fi, but it is what it is. And then I didn't finish the week up. Don't think I'm done there. Got a chance to head over to the Hunterdon and Warren Sussex girls tournament that was at High Point on Sunday. We're going to actually have some footage up of the matches, and I interviewed every winner, talked to them all. Got some really, good footage, and Newton won its third straight. So congratulations to them, multiple champions. And then it was a good run tournament. I know some people are complaining about only being 2 mats, but they have to grow the sport, and everything was really well. And we'll have that up. Most likely when this is posted, you'll see it. So probably like Monday mid-afternoon. Keep an eye out. They should all be up. And we actually have, so a little more of a follow-up on that. But before we do that, rankings. Not so much of a change in my rankings for Hunterdon, Warren, Sussex, Morris, or Essex. Essentially, it's the same as last week. But, if anybody, just doesn't want to go look at the website real quick, when you look at it with the standings, of course, in Morris, it's, Dumbarton, as we just mentioned, Mount Olive, Hanover Park, West Morris, Montville, Par Hills, Jefferson, Morris Knolls, Roxbury, and Butler. A lot of that's going to be in flux as I'm kind of getting a feel for these teams. Realistically, I don't think 1, 2, and 3 are going to change much. West Morris, we could see. Montville, I think, has got a really solid squad, so I think they wrestle each other. But there's going to be some influx in the bottom, but I think the top 3 are pretty much set there. Same for the HWS. Got Peaburg, Del Val, North Hunterdon, Pope John, High Point, Kittatinny, Sparta, Warren Hills, Hunterdon Central, and Hackettstown. Think those top 4 teams are pretty much set. There might be some adjustments there, but I think that's kind of how it goes. Sparta's a little banged up right now. When they get some of those guys back, we'll see about that. I think they'll be better than their record indicates, but Kittatinny's a little down this year, so I think that might switch. We could see some stuff there, and same with Warren Hills and Hunterdon Central, so that those bottoms can easily switch there. As far as Essex, it's pretty much same thing. Caldwell, Seton Hall Prep, West Essex, Northeast Side, Livingston, Cedar Grove, Nutley, Columbia, St. Benedict's Prep, and Verona. We know we're going to get some big matches coming up between those top 3. They're all in the same division. So we'll see how that shakes out. But that's kind of my feeling now with Caldwell being top 20 and Seton Hall right there on the, in the top 20 as well for the New Jersey Wrestling Writers Association. So we'll see how everything breaks down. Probably the biggest shakeup realistically in the Passaic top 10. We have a new number 1. It's Wayne Valley. They beat PCTI and the Big North Duels on Saturday, and they wound up jumping up above them. So it's Wayne Valley, PCTI, Passaic Valley, Clifton, Pompton Lakes, Lakeland, Wayne Hills, West Milford, DePaul, Manchester. Looking at that, Wayne Valley's got a solid squad. They're on the cusp of top 20. PCTI has a good squad. Passaic Valley has a good squad. And then when you get there, some of the, and Pompton Lakes has a really good squad. Clifton has a few holes, so they got to kind of maneuver their lineup. And then same for the other ones. They have good wrestlers, and then they have the drop-off. So, we'll see how that shakes out. But those are my rankings for the week. Now, we're going to go to my wrestlers of the week. First, for the boys. Somebody who I got a real good chance to look at. And I actually, honestly, when I looked at my stuff last week, thought about nominating him as the one for last week, but I went a different direction. But I'm coming back to that direction. GPS put me right back on the path. So it's Anthony Piemonte from Mount Olive. He went 3-0 in that quad we covered. He's 13-2 on the season. Looked every bit the great wrestler he was. He's dominant. I know he's ranked in the state by other publications. Anthony Piemonte had a great weekend. Has had a great season so far. Really stepped it up. He's my boys wrestler of the week. As far as my girls wrestler of the week, it's another wrestler I've had my eye on for a couple of the last few weeks. She's been very impressive. I kind of thought about nominating her a few weeks ago, but she's going to get it this week. Emmy Rhea Hotz from Del Val. She won the heavyweight 235 title at the HWS. Looked very good. I think she's opening a lot of people's eyes. There's a lot of bigger names who may have the credentials, but she's beating some of those names. So She's just been very impressive. So I felt like we should honor her, especially after her role in the season so far. Now, heading to this week, we got a big week of coverage. This week, we're going to be, personally, we're going to be down. We're going to be in another new school for us. We're going to see West Essex at Ridge on the 7th of January. Check the site for times and the stream so you can check it out there. Then on the January 8th, we're heading up to Kittatinny. We're going to be there as the Newton Kittatinny girls host Walk Hill Valley, who has got a really scrappy young team. And if you're, not in the mood to watch us as far as girls wrestling on Wednesday, if you're looking to pick up a match and you really want to see some quality wrestling, head down to Del Val. North Hunterdon's making the trip. The Raritan division, those are two quality squads, and I think that's going to be a barn burner there on the 8th. Same on the 9th. You want to look at some NJIC action. Butler's hosting Crestkill, and Pompton Lakes is heading to New Milford. Those are some big rivalry matches. You can get out there and check those out. I think those will be two of my top ones for that day. On the 10th, we're back on the air up at Vernon as North Hunterdon girls travel up to Vernon. Should be a really great duel there. We'll be on the call up there, myself and Kira Hubmaster. And then January 11th, man, write this down because we got a ton. We're going to be doing interviews and highlights of the Hunterdon Warren Sussex boys tournament. We're going to talk to every champion. Then we're going to have a crew at the Morris Hills Queen of the Hill duel tournament. Then we're going to be broadcasting later in the day Union County College's try match. Then I'm going to be on the call with a special guest at Hanover Park as Caldwell comes over to Hanover Park and wrestles that duel. And let me tell you something about that match. A lot of crossover as far as where people live and how friendly they are. That is going to be a barn burner. Those are two really good teams, and you're going to want to be there and check it out. If you can't get a ticket to that, watch it on GardenStateHSWrestling.com. Speaking of which, if you want us to come out and do one of our streams with the crew, we have camera, we'll travel. Send us an email at GardenStateHSWrestling.com, and we'll get back to you. We'll have very limited opportunities left for this upcoming season as we're getting close. I mean, it's 2025, and the county tournaments are going to be hitting for a lot of these, excuse me. And then we're going to be, before you know it, we're going to be wrestling in groups and districts. And it's the season's flying by. So book quick to get some of those last spots. Follow us on our social medias on Facebook, GardenStateHSWrestling.com, on X, GardenStateHSW, on Instagram, GardenStateHSWrestling, and like, subscribe, and get notified on YouTube. You'll get notified every time we go live, when we have the podcast, when we post our HWS girls stuff, which should be, like I said, up about midday Monday. It's going to be the entire match as well as an interview with the winner. We got interviews with everybody right after. Thank you so much to the staff there, especially the head tournament director, Alexa from North, who helped me by guiding all the girls right when they came off the podium over to the area. And if you'd like to sponsor, and like I said, there's very limited opportunities for streaming. If you want to be a sponsor on the live streams or on the team pages, there's only a few weeks left. Send us an email or fill out the Your Logo Here tab on the page. It comes to me 24 hours later. You'll get a response. We're not expensive, but just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's crap. You're going to get top quality advertising. So give us a chance, see what you can do. And like I said, you'll not be disappointed. But I am exhausted. So I am going to wrap this up because I have been running around the state, and I got a pregnant wife who I'm going to have to help make sure she can get up and go to work and everything. So for Jared, the podcasting legend, I'm Donald J. Brower. See you next time.